Tiana, and if you guys are new here, I am the owner and creator of Winding Wick Candles on Etsy. I was actually invited to fly out to Etsy last week. If you guys don't know, I entered a contest on the Etsy Success Instagram page, which you guys really do need to go follow, because if you're an Etsy seller, they offer a lot of tips and advice and things to help us grow. So that's pretty much how I found this contest, was on the Etsy Success Instagram page. And they also have a podcast that I listen to as well. So with that said, yeah, so Winding Wick Candles won. It was about a month or so ago this all happened. So last week I actually went to the Etsy headquarters, and I wanted to share that experience with you guys. I had a free day in New York as well. So the Etsy headquarters is in Brooklyn. So I went from Texas to New York. It was my first time in New York, so it was a really cool experience. And I actually, here's one of the things they gave to us, was this like Etsy notebook. I have notes in here that I wanted to share with you guys with some things that I learned. So I landed in Brooklyn, New York on a Monday, and I was blown away at the hotel that Etsy booked for us. This whole trip was paid for by Etsy. The plane ticket, the hotel, they even gave us a $250 Lyft credit so that we could go around the city with really not having to worry about navigating the subway, which was amazing. So my hotel was super duper nice. It was so fancy and cute, and it was really cool to just be able to work in the lobby on my free day and have some coffee and just kind of take it easy and edit videos. And it was such a cute hotel, you guys. So on Tuesday was the day that we were able to go and spend the day at Etsy, and it was so informative, and I'm just blown away at the amount of time and effort that was put into this trip. The person who was really organizing everything was Raina with the Etsy staff, and I'm telling you, like, everything was so well organized and so well planned out. We got so much information, and out of this day, it wasn't too overwhelming. It was so cool, you guys. So anyway, they called a car for us. We had breakfast at Etsy. The headquarters are so nice, you guys. So there was breakfast laid out for us, and on each of their floors they have this really nice kitchenette where the staff can go and get coffee and like snacks and things like that. So I was even so surprised at how well the staff is taken care of at Etsy. There's even like a floor where they had like beer on tap and like nitro cold brew on tap. It was insane. So that was really cool to get to see. Another cool thing that I noticed at Etsy is they had a ton of live plants. You know how live plants make you feel energetic and relaxed, and Etsy had a ton of those. They even had like this live plant wall that was so beautiful. I had never seen like a live plant wall. I've seen these before like at IKEA and stuff, but they're usually fake plants. But this plant wall was living, and it was so well taken care of. They actually pay someone to come in and take care of all of their plants. There's a lot of emphasis on making their staff really comfortable, which I thought was so cool, because you don't really see that in a lot of workplaces where they really take care of the staff. They had this huge foosball table that was handcrafted. They had murals that were painted on walls. It's just like so much went into making the space look beautiful. So that was really cool just to see. One of the most awesome spaces that I have to say that I came across was their little crafting area. So this crafting area is open to any person who wanted to go in and just craft for a little bit. So they had everything you can imagine that you needed to just craft anything. They had like yarn, fabric. They had a closet full of sewing machines that had different embroidery and all these different gadgets just to sit there and make things. They had just everything you could think of to craft was in that room. Like the perfect workspace, you guys. So jealous, so jealous. But anyways, aside from the tour and meeting all of the cool staff at Etsy, we had some very valuable workshops. So the first workshop that we attended was like a social media workshop where we learned about hashtags, and I must say, I'm so bad at social media. I'm very consistent about posting to YouTube, but my social media game is whack. It's super weak. I post to like Instagram like once a week, and I hardly ever post to stories. So that is a awesome thing that I was able to attend, and I am going to be implementing the things that I learned. So something that I learned from the social media class workshop is you need to stay visible on Instagram. It's obvious, but it's very important. Be very deliberate with the hashtags that you use. I learned that you do not need to use all 30 hashtags because it looks a bit spammy, and I was using all 30 hashtags, and I must say I started not doing that, and my likes are even better than when I used all 30 hashtags. So it is true. So what I learned is to use 5 popular hashtags, which is about 500k to 2 million uses, 5 niche hashtags, which is about 5k to 20k uses, and then 1 branded hashtag. So just be more deliberate with the hashtags. So I'm going to be doing that myself, and I'm very glad I learned all of this Instagram information because I am terrible at Instagram. So hopefully that will increase my visibility on the platform. Another thing that we did was a photography workshop. So during this workshop we got these cute little lenses that you can put on your phone. I have never even thought of putting a lens on my phone before, but it was a total game changer. It was like a wide angle lens. It made everything look so much better in the picture, and we even learned that we can use software like Adobe Lightroom. I don't even use like editing software on my phone, so I just found it super valuable to learn that I could use like Adobe Lightroom and things like that to edit pictures right on the phone. Another thing that we did, another workshop we did that day, was the shop stats workshop. So I really suggest to you guys to take a look at your traffic in your shop stats, because that is where I found that Oprah link. If you were there for my last studio vlog last week, you might have seen that I was featured on Oprah magazine. I would have had no idea if I didn't look in that shop stats area on my Etsy shop. So because of that, I can now put on my website featured on Oprah magazine, and that sounds so fancy, and I would have never been able to do that if I didn't look into my shop stats. So it's really important to see where your traffic is coming from, and whatever traffic is like bringing the most people to your shop, you really need to hone in on that platform. And for me, it's YouTube, so I like to stay consistent on YouTube, and it brings traffic to my shop. Something super valuable we also did was we got shop critiques with Isabella. So we had a 20-minute one-on-one with her, and she pretty much broke down everything in my shop, what I need to do. Something that I did learn is I need to make my shop page a little bit more consistent with the photos. So over time I'm going to be changing all the photos on the front page so everything looks uniform and consistent. Another thing I learned is that the shop updates are pretty useful. I never knew what shop updates were for, but they pretty much give you visibility to the people who like your shop and follow your shop on Etsy. So every time you post a shop update to your Etsy, those people who like your shop will see that on their homepage. So it's really cool for like sales, if you're going to be running a sale like Black Friday is coming up, just to utilize shop updates more often. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So that's pretty much everything I learned at Etsy. And of course at the end of the night they did take us out for like drinks and food at a very nice little hotel. So it was fun to just get to talk to everybody, the other sellers and the staff. So I was one of 4 sellers that came out to Brooklyn, and I will link them down below, but there was Singing Birds Art, and she makes beautiful pet portraits. She draws all of these pet portraits, very detailed and beautiful. And there was another seller that goes by Zoelle on Etsy, and she made these crazy bow ties. I had never seen bow ties that were like in different shapes before. I thought that was so unique. So she sews all of these bow ties and makes them. And the other seller was ronders.com, and he does a lot of woodwork and furniture and really high quality pieces like that. So they will be linked down below. So in our swag bag we did get a few more items. So we got pens, the notebook, and we got a tote, and then we also got a candle from one of the workers at Etsy. I'm not sure what her role at Etsy was, but she works at Etsy also. So this was her candle brand, essential oils, infused with essential oils and good vibes. So I will link her shop down below, and her shop is called Astrid. Ooh, and that's a white birch candle. That's really nice. It's like Christmassy. So you saw the lens that we got already, and we also got like these personalized water bottles. I'm missing the lid, but it's somewhere. So they gave us a swag bag also, but let's go ahead and jump into my free day. Hey everybody, it's Tiana. So today I'm going to be starting my day here in New York on my free day. It's Wednesday and it's actually really cold outside. The temperature dropped. So last time I checked it was 25, but it might be near 30 now. So I have my gloves, I have a thermal, another shirt, and I have a really nice coat that I bought from a thrift store. So I should be good to go today to go outside and show you guys around. And I really want to eat some ramen and get some boba. Those are on my list of things to do, and then we'll just see what else comes up. I don't really have a plan, so let's go.
Slam dunk, are you ready to make me? I'm lit and I'm riding the fast lane. Don't let me down, I'm on fire. Does anyone else feel like a liar? It's all in your head and your mind. You just have to use it.
Hey you guys, so I just finished, I was at the Met Museum for a bit and it was really cool. My driver actually suggested that I go there. I was on my way to Central Park and this is actually right next to Central Park. So I came here first and it was a really awesome experience, and of course I'm showing you guys the footage. So I'm done with that and I actually got this pin. So I got this pin as like a commemorative little enamel pin that I can put on my jean jacket, and hopefully you guys can hear me with all the noise. So I don't know if I should go to the Central Park or if I'm going to find something to eat. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to something else. Okay, so I found a spot to eat, a ramen spot called Naruto Ramen. So it's near here, it's about half a mile, 16-minute walk. So I think I'm going to do that first because I'm getting a little hungry, and then maybe I'll come back to the park. But first, I just want to try some really good ramen since I don't really get that in Texas. So let's go ahead and head to that spot. Hey you guys, so I'm here at Central Park in New York City, and it's actually one of the coldest days this year in New York. I hear there's been a lot of people talking about that today. My cab driver was saying that also, but I'm actually bundled up really nice, so it hasn't been a problem for me. So it's been kind of nice. I'm actually glad that it's cold. It feels like a nice New York day, and it kind of makes me want to watch Home Alone or something like that. But I guess I'm just gonna keep on walking and just see what comes up. Hey you guys, I just got back in for my day out in New York. It's actually, I think it's 7 o'clock right now, but it's like super dark outside. It gets dark early here. So it got dark at like 5 o'clock, which I'm not used to that, but I'm back inside now. I'm ready to hang out, and Central Park was so nice. Going to the museum was so nice. It was just like a really chill day. I wasn't running around or anything like that. There wasn't many people in Central Park today. But being in Central Park and the cold weather really made me want to just have like a Home Alone marathon. Even the cab driver was pointing out, he was so nice, and I keep calling the cab driver, the Lyft driver. He was so nice, pointing out all the stops that I should go to. He's the one who actually suggested that I go to the Met Museum, which I'm so glad I did. I would have never gone there if it wasn't for a suggestion, so glad he did that. And then yeah, so all of that made me want to just sit in the hotel room and buy snacks. I just went to Dwayne Reed, bought some snacks, and I'm just gonna hang out and rent Home Alone on Amazon and chill out for the rest of the night. So this is what I picked up from Dwayne Reed. I've got some sour spaghetti, or sour sketty. Here we go. Some Cheetos and some ginger ale, some water. I never really eat stuff like this, but I figured if we're gonna do a movie marathon, we're gonna do it right. Since it's so dark in the rest of the room, I brought you into the bathroom to show you guys what I picked up from the Met. So I picked up for my son or my husband, whoever wants it, this vanilla ice cream space food. So it's like a freeze-dried vanilla ice cream. I don't know how it's gonna taste, but I think that's interesting and kind of cool. And then I brought for my son, and I know this is a dollhouse, but I don't think it's, you know, like boy or girl. It's just a little house, but it was marketed as a girl's toy, but whatever. It's actually just a very cool pop-up little house, and I thought my son would really like that. He's really into like little characters and things like that, and building little houses for them, so I thought this would be so cool for him. And I know it's hard to see with the glare. There you go. But basically it, if you see here, it kind of is this little book, and then it unfolds, or yeah, unfolds, and then you have these little pieces that go with it too, so you can take the pieces out and then, you know, make them live in the house and all that. I think he'd like that. It was cute, so I got that for him. And then I also got for him this little Apollo, what is this? It's a flip book. So it's a little Mission to Space flip book. Oh, it's a 3-way flip book. I didn't even know that. Okay, cute. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. It was such a privilege to be able to experience everything that I did during that week at Etsy, and all of the things that I learned were so valuable, and I'm going to be taking that into account as my shop grows. And yeah, so just stay tuned for more studio vlogs and see how everything goes down and how this all helps me in the future. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time, bye guys.